Hi everyone, so this is my first video for Top 5 Wednesday. I hope it goes well and I keep doing more of this because especially January topics seemed really interesting to me, so I'm really hoping that I have the time and motivation to do them all. So this is about the and I will link the God, I'm sorry, my nails are horrible, but I will link the group below. It is a Goodreads group. So this is for the 2018 reading resolutions, and I try to focus on things that I personally think I am lacking when it comes to reading. So the first one is read 30 books. I don't think I've ever been able to read that much in a year. I know that's really low for booktube standards. That's incredibly low. People read like at least 50, maybe 100 books a year, and I think maybe I could, but I also try to focus on movies and albums and listening to new music and discovering music and that sort of thing, so it becomes difficult for me after a while. And the second resolution is to reread 5 books. The thing with me that I do a lot is that I read books really fast, but I focus on that speed instead of trying to really have the book in my mind and really understand everything and kind of analyze things as I read them. And basically I don't give myself the time to really enjoy a book, and that's a big problem and probably one of the reasons why I don't pick up a book that often. So I will try to reread 5 books that I feel I didn't read that well the first time. The third one is to read 5 long books, by which I mean longer than 500 pages. I do have a couple in mind, but long books intimidate me a lot, mostly because I feel that I'm not advancing that much because the numbers are not getting higher faster. Like the number of the books that I have read throughout the year, they don't get higher that fast. Of course, if you read shorter books, it's easier to say that you have read more books. And that's the thing. I think that sometimes we focus a lot on how many books we read and not really on how much we get from them and how we analyze them and that sort of thing. And that's another thing that I want to focus on, because the fourth resolution is to watch and to read more analysis and kind of essays and that sort of thing of books that I read after I read them or as I read them, and kind of like really get the idea of what a book is and what it could possibly be about, and kind of like different theories and such, if I feel like they deserve, well, not deserve, but if I feel like they really can have so much depth that they could be, that their interpretations are particularly like relevant. So that's another thing. And the fifth one is that I want to read 3 books that have been published in this year, 2018. And the reason why I want that is because I really tend to focus on books that first of all, that I have already bought, and books that are already pretty known, mostly literary fiction. So I don't really tend to read, I don't think I've ever read a book that was published the year I read it, aside from Go Set a Watchman, which of course was by Harper Lee. It was obviously published after she died, and there was a whole thing. I mean, there are many things can be said about it, but in any case, the thing is that I don't tend to read books that are super recent. I tend to focus on things that are older, or maybe a couple of decades old at least. And sometimes I feel like it makes me it makes my reading kind of be less relevant. I mean, of course, books are relevant, even if they're old. That's why some are considered classics and such. But sometimes I feel like I can't really add anything to a conversation that's mostly about books that were published this year, because people talk a lot about them. So yeah, those are my resolutions for 2018, and I really hope I achieve them. I'm pretty sure everyone says that, but regardless.